it! This is what we've all been waiting for, most of us with some amounts of fear and trepidation in our hearts. I was a little more optimistic than most, but even I had my doubts. Well, it's in theaters now with a DVD release soon to follow, and on the whole, bronies have seemed to enjoy it. So let's take a look at Equestria Girls. Humanized ponies? Despite the plethora of fan art depicting this very thing, many bronies were convinced that this would ruin the franchise.
This is the worst of me!
But I have never had a problem with the idea of humanoid ponies. Hell, even when from some of the promo art it looked like they were going to be full anthro, complete with tails and ears, I wasn't upset. I mean, I grew up on stuff like Disney's Robin Hood and Sonic the Hedgehog. Anthropomorphized ponies? I'm cool with it. What I did have an issue with was setting this movie in high school. A, because I hate high school movies, and B, because, and I cannot stress this enough, these characters are adults and it doesn't make sense. And I have heard people argue that it's okay because the show never states their ages, so they could be teenagers, but I think it's pretty clear that these characters are all fully functioning adult members of equestrian society. They all live on their own, have jobs and careers. They are clearly meant to be adult characters. However, being that this is an alternate world with alternate versions of the characters and not, as was previously assumed, all of the characters going into this other world, I'll roll with it. And of course, as we all know, the entire reason that this movie exists is because Hasbro wanted to compete with Mattel's Monster High line. Quick history lesson. Hasbro and Mattel have been two big toy company giants locked in glorious combat for decades. This is nothing new. And I mean, it's kind of what capitalism is all about. You have to beat your competition to the next big thing. There's a market for what they're selling, find a way to steal some of that market. This is how it works. I have some Monster High dolls. I really love them. It's a fantastic looking line of toys. What is less than fantastic is the Monster High animated series. It's abysmal. I mean really, really bad. It's a whole slew of bad high school cliches, lazy regurgitative writing combined with awfully wooden animation. The entire show amounts to, look, there's a popular girl who's mean and she tries to mess everything up for the other girls, all who have exactly two interests, fashion and hot boys. Oh, it pretends to be edgy because all of the characters are monsters, but it's just a painfully typical high school show that happens to have a different skin on it. And it is ridiculously popular. This is the beast that Hasbro is trying to compete with. So it stands to reason that they might pump out something equally lazy and horrible, since that seems to be what the kids are into these days. But wait! This movie is written by Megan McCarthy, who also brought us Canterlot Wedding. Yeah, you remember not being too sure about that title too, don't you? So how does this movie stand up in light of its poor setting forced into the story, continuity be damned, by the competitive toy market? Megan McCarthy did a fantastic job. Oh yes, there are some cliches in there. It was unavoidable. Sunset Shimmer is a very typical mean girl, but actually she seems to be the only thing about how this story goes down that is typical and cliche. Twilight isn't a plain wallflower who's just oh so desperate to be popular. She's just there to get her stolen crown back and try to promote the magic of friendship along the way. In fact, it almost feels like Sunset is the only one in the movie who wants to be in a typical cliche high school drama, while the rest of the movie leaves that story structure alone. I will say that I kind of parts revolving around Twilight making friends with the ponies' alter egos and helping them with their friendship problems was spent more time on, since it's kind of core to the whole story but was resolved over a single scene. But the writing made this fantasy-turned high school movie work really well, and that's saying a lot for me since, as I said, I really cannot stand high school drama shows. Lots of fandom shoutouts here, as well as self-referencing stuff from the show. I loved Twilight meeting Fluttershy here and thought that that was absolutely adorable. And keep your eyes peeled for Derpy because she is in there. The only one that I was disappointed not to see was Lyra. Really? No Lyra? For shame. And I don't want to spoil anything here, but I will say this. The ending will completely blow you away. It gets intense and takes a few turns that you will definitely not be expecting from a high school movie. Oh, and some of Daniel Ingram's best work yet. The music was fantastic. Now, there are a few very blatant plot holes in this that are pretty easy to pick up. Like, is Twilight Sparkle even eligible to win the fall formal? She's not technically a student here and she never once goes to class. But I think that the movie's strengths make up for its weird little inconsistencies, and in the end, I really did enjoy it. Of My Little Pony Equestria Girls. I will be humming Jump Up for weeks after this. Seriously, do check out this movie. I think it will surprise you. I hope you enjoyed my review. Please do be sure to subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!